Honda, 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 Honda. Honda, 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 Honda. That was the make of my first car. It was a Honda Civic, not gonna lie to you guys, man. Way back, playback, Honda. Hope you're all doing well, baby boy, baby girl. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another So-So production. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram, on YouTube, on Patreon. Hit those like buttons if you wanna, if you wanna be helping yourself. If you're suffering from a low sperm count, hit those like buttons. It'll be back to the normal levels in no time. If you're a female, if you're, if you've got a finite number of eggs out there, hit those like buttons and those eggs will last you a lifetime. I guarantee it. You're like, man, I want to be saving some eggs. Go ahead and send it over. Put it on the blockchain. Send it over. We'll refrigerate your eggs for you. And yeah, no. Don't do that. Or do it, That's the thing. But it'll take care of itself. I'm sure if you hit the like buttons, it'll take care of itself. So go ahead and do that. Talk about it. This is what we do around here, baby. We mess around. We have a little bit of fun every week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. That's what it is, baby girl, baby boy. Sip, sip to you guys. What day is today? It is September 1st, 2021, man. Where's the time going? Where's the time going? Where the days going? Where the months going? Where the years going? It's already almost there, man. Before you know it, it's going to be, 2022. September. October, November, December, a few more months, man. It's fall. It's almost fall. It's almost fall. I believe fall or beginning of autumn is going to be on the 22nd or 21st of September, if I'm not mistaken. But we're almost there. The weather's pretty much feeling like it because I stepped outside. I wanted to actually do an outdoor show today, but a little bit chilly-willy for your boy's taste, if you will. So I'm like, you know what? Let's not risk it because I don't want to get the sniffles. I don't want to just be dealing with a gusty wind or nothing, trying to do a show for you guys. So you know what? Let's bring it back inside. Let's bring it back inside. We'll go out another day when it's not so windy and a little bit less chilly. It's not too bad, but it wasn't, it wasn't room temp. And I like my temp to be room temp. If any temperature is going to be, because I like it, I like it right in the middle. That's what the So-So is all about, baby. That balance right down the middle. If it's a little bit too hot, too humid, no bueno. If it's too cold, also no bueno. We like it right at that room temperature, baby. That's what it is. Hope everybody's doing well. We're halfway through the week. And I know, but this coming Monday, here in Canada at least, we're having a long weekend, delightful surprise. Monday's that Labor Day weekend. So I hope you guys are getting ready for a long weekend. We're going to have a lot of fun. Just, goofing around, shooting the shit, having fun with each other. That's what it's all about, raising each other's spirits. Man, oh man. Been, random things that I've been, contemplating, still going through, I'm just I'm at that stage right now where I'm, living that single life, but also you get to a point where you're like, man, sometimes it's good to be with somebody, sometimes it's good to be alone, but I'm enjoying a single time right now. Not gonna lie to you guys, if my heart's open. My heart's always open for love and a new connection of some sort that might, grow and be something beautiful. But you gotta just be patient. You gotta wait for things to happen organically, naturally, hopefully. That's the thing. In the meantime, I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes when you get lonely, and if you're, you want to just trick yourself into not being lonely. You want to trick yourself into thinking you're with a partner. How do you do it? You got to think outside the box. So that's what I did last night, baby. I shaved one leg. It's a bald eagle. My left leg's all shaved and my right leg's still hairy. And that's the thing. You'll trick yourself. You'll go to bed. You'll fall asleep in the middle of the night when you're dreaming. And all of a sudden your left leg or right leg, whichever leg you decide to shave, starts rubbing off on the leg that you've not shaved. Next thing you know, you're in that dreamland. You're just dreaming. Oh, what is this? Rubbing up against me feels kind of nice. And all of a sudden you're dreaming of something else, and it's just that extra attention. Trust me, it'll work. It's been working. One solid day where I felt, I went to sleep with a shaved leg. woke up in the middle of the night just feeling all sorts of sensations and goodness, just feeling good inside, make myself feel good. That's what it's all about. So go ahead, I recommend if you're feeling a little bit lonely, shave one of your legs. And you're like, maybe you got them genes that you don't have hair on your legs. I don't know what to tell you, dude. I don't know what to tell you. Borrow somebody's. I could, here we go all out for the fans and the family and the gang. So if you want some extra, I got extra, dude. I'll shave a little bit off. I'll put it in a Ziploc bag. I'll send it over. You just DM me, let me know how much you need. And I can't, curate to everybody all at the same. If there's a market for it, if there's a market for leg hair, and that's the thing, I don't know what you're into, but we'll try to cater to everybody. But it's one of my things I can recommend to you. It works. I definitely fooled myself into thinking someone's spooning me or I'm spooning somebody. It doesn't matter at this point. When you're lonely, it doesn't matter. Okay? When you sometimes get lonely, you just gotta trick yourself. And that's what it was. Middle of the night, woke up, I'm like, oh, it feels good. And I'm like, oh, it's me. It still feels good. Still feels good. Man, but but that's the thing. I like to take care of my body, take care of myself, take care of the temple. It's your temple. Treat it like a temple. It's holy. It's where you clean yourself up. That's the thing. I'll go out there. I'll be shopping for body washes because that's what I like to do. When I'm out there, I'm searching for the best. Nothing but the best for this guy right here. Now I'm an Old Spice guy, and that's the thing. I'll look at the bottles. I'll look at the different descriptions and all. Everything's getting extreme out there. Everything's about the raise the stakes. Let's raise the stakes. Let's make it a little bit more. You'll see on a bottle, you'll see on a body wash bottle, it says 3 times the defense protection that you need. 3 times. It says 3x, which is 3 times the defense and protection. And here I was walking around. I didn't know I need that much, defense and protection, but it's rough out there. So, protect yourself. Make sure you're defending. Are you defended? You protected? This is because that's the thing, man. I don't mess around when it comes to defense and protection. You think I'm only if there's available X's, you know what I mean? If there's 1, 2, or 3X, you think I'm just gonna settle for 1 when there's a possibility of us going out there, gathering something that's got 3X, 3 times the defense and protection? Lather, wash, remaining beautiful scent on your body. That's what I want, baby. I don't want that irregular oil because I don't know what you guys are slinging out there, but that's the thing. For this guy, it's 3X, X, X, X. The most amount of X's you want on anything, really. Anything after that's just redundant, but 3 times or 3X, the defense and protection. What are we defending and protecting against? I don't know, but I'll tell you what, man, if there was a time beforehand where we weren't protecting and defending 3 times as much, now is the time to really pull our efforts in together and start defending and protecting, because you never know what's going to get you out there. It's a dangerous world out there. It's dangerous. You're a danger to yourself is what they want you to believe. Who's they? The plural they. The whether it's mass media or just government officials trying to get you to be fearful. You should be. That's what they want you to think. They want you to think you and your body, you and your being, humans. You're a danger to yourself. That's that I'm trying to catch myself. I'm like, where are we at? I'm asking myself questions every day because I'm a creator, right? I like to be creating. I like to be thinking, and I like to be, hopefully, one way or another, be pushing, because everybody, that's the thing, no matter what, you're an actor, you're an agent, no matter, and that's the thing, everybody's an actor and an agent in different forms, and I'm just trying to push in a particular way, pushing the culture in a particular way, because it's already being pushed definitely by them and they in a particular way, so we gotta, as individuals in society, we also gotta do our part, because that's the thing, I'll ask my question, I'll ask myself these questions, like, where are we at? What kind of society are we living in? What era are we in right now? Whether it's got to do with art, whether it's got to do with, literature, culture, just the overall feel. Or what are we living in? It used to be right now some say we're trekking in that postmodern state of being. We're trekking in that postmodern state of living. That the literature is postmodern, the art is a little bit postmodern, the culture outside, the zeitgeist, a little bit postmodern. I don't think we're in postmodernity anymore. I think postmodernity is coming and going fast, dude. It's been around for some time. I think postmodernity's been around, late 80s, probably 90s. I think it's time for a new. I think it's time. That's the thing. Well, what's post-modernity? It was a time where people were just kind of like. For me, post-modernity is a little bit nihilistic. For me, it's a little bit pessimistic. It's a little bit. Everything's everything. Nothing has meaning. Everything. And I'm a fan of absurdity, bro. I'll dip into. I'll dip into absurdity myself, and I'll go far, bro. I'll take it far. But sometimes that's the thing. This is where we end up. This is why now we have anything is anything, right? You'll look at a painting, and it's a clear circle. It's a clear circle. It's a clear white circle on a black canvas, and they'll tell you it's a triangle. They'll tell you it's a straight up triangle. That's the art, and you'll look at that, and you're like, I'm looking at a circle inside a rectangle at best, and the description is the title of the painting says triangle. You're like, this is definitely a circle within a box. Fail to see the triangle, but that's what it is. They're telling you it's a triangle. That's the age. I think so. That's post-modernity. If I want to kind of sum it up, make it a little bit digestible for us, that's a little bit of post-modernity. But I think we're going to come out of that. Some may suggest that we're right now. Some say that we're in post-modernity, which is a lame name, to be honest with you. I think we should, because, whether it's art, I like cool names. Whether it's for art movements or just, literature, culture, or societies. I think, we need a new, that's what I've been thinking. I'm like, and even for painting, for art, I'm just like going back. I'm like, where are we at? Are we in, are we still in, we're not in the Cubist movement, we're not in Dadaist movement, we're not in surrealism, we're not in pop art, we're a mixture of all these things where, we went through expressionism, where everybody's painting, where we went to realism, everybody's painting all these beautiful, or, sculpting these beautiful, realistic, lifelike, sculptures of people, of animals, of animal peoples that are half animal, half human, but real. And then we went through Cubism, Dadaism, a little bit of, surrealism, just, going with angles, going with straight lines. And then going into absurdity, mixing things up, surrealism, everything's melting. Ooh, I'm melting, you're melting, nothing makes sense. Some things should still make sense. And I think this is where we're at. I think, through post-modernity, we were like, let's just question everything. And who doesn't like asking questions? I love asking questions. But, while you're asking questions, you shouldn't, throw out the fundamentals. And that's where I think we're at post-modernity, although we need a new name. And that's the thing. I want everybody to pitch in. What do you think is the modern, what are we doing right now? What's the state of, do any of you guys think about this at all? I'm sure some of you guys do. I'm sure this, the group our gang thinks about this stuff. Because you got to ask yourself when you're a creator, when you're trying to do things, and I'm just like trying to incorporate all forms of art, whether it's performance art, whether it's a painting every now and again, whether it's the jokes. How do we talk? How do we figure things out? And it's like we come out of a time where it's like, okay, we went into the absurd, and we've taken, that's the thing, where this is where, somebody will put, you're walking down the street and you see somebody, it's Monday or Tuesday morning or Wednesday morning, and some people are leaving garbage outside, and regular folks, we will look at it and be like, that's just garbage, that's an old toilet tank that somebody's left out, and somebody else will walk by and be like, nah, that's high art or low art. And that's where we're at. But I think we're going to come out of this modernity into post-modernity and, come up with a better, and I think this is actually the time where we've always been in search of meaning, and I think this is one of those times where we're really gonna just I think right now people are so thirsty. You're thirsty, okay, for meaning. What do things mean? Certain things should mean certain things, because if you lose all sorts of meaning, then we're just living in the upside down, bizarro world, and where everything just means everything and nothing means anything. So that's where I'm at. That's where I feel a lot of people are like, we need a little bit of meaning. And that's where I'm at, finding myself, as a creator, as somebody who likes to think of himself as somebody who's embedded into the culture, but also tries to look at it objectively. And because that's the thing, we're all a part of the con, we're all learning from each other, we're all giving and taking and combining ideas. But that's the thing, I don't want to, I know this is a privilege, I love this. This is so fast, it's one of the best times to be alive, although I've never really been able to, pinpoint if I were alive at a different setting or timeline. But nonetheless, from this experience, I can tell you that this is amongst the bestest of times to be alive, despite all the, and this is the thing, I love the ridiculousness that we've reached, because that's the thing, out of the random chaos will come out beautiful, organized order in different places where you need that organization in order for the next level of society to be built up. And it's constantly like that, isn't it? That's life, constant chaos, back to order, chaos, back to order. But that's the thing, you need chaos to have order, and it wouldn't work any other way. So I'm very happy. Thank you guys for all the love and support, and just trying to stay creative, baby. That's what it is. We're coming here every week and just gauging it, A little bit of local news. If you're in Toronto, if you're in the GTA area and you happen to drive, stay away, stay clear off the Gardner Expressway on the east end. I'm talking about the closure that's going down, bro. East end, Gardner's coming down. Oh man, it's gonna be a shit show with traffic, because everybody, used to drive on Lakeshore and there was a little bit of a ramp and you hopped onto the Gardner on the east end trying to get to other locations from the downtown core. If you're in the beaches, if you're near Cabbage Town, if you're near, you used to just hop on down, take the ramp, get onto the Gardner. It's no longer there. Don't get on it, dude. You'll just, you'll get on there. You're not paying attention. You'll go on the ramp, but there's no ramp, so you'll just be up in somewhere, dude. And there's gonna be a ton of congestion, because that was a big artery. That was a major artery. I guess that's the thing. That's a beautiful thing about evolution and human beings, right? We're always, taking this, fixing it, but it's gonna be a little bit of shit show. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna try to avoid that portion of the city for a good period of time. For how long? They say the estimates are in for roughly 4 to 5 years, which basically means it's going to be under construction for a good 8 to 10 years. So if you're in that region, yikes. But at the same time, there's other roads, but that's going to cause a lot of hiccups, dude. Not gonna lie to you guys. No bueno. But that's the thing, here in the GTA, here in Toronto, we need more highways, dude. We need more highways. And it's good to get projects underway, but let's do it as efficiently, as quickly, as cost effective. But don't be cutting corners, dude. Don't be getting that cheap material. Next thing you know, a portion of the highway is gonna be falling, because you could do it, but and that's the thing that sometimes happens in construction when there's classic greasing of the pockets. You got your labor workers, you got your foremen, you got your this guy, you got your that guy. The guy's somebody's in charge of accumulating the material, and they're like, I'm gonna give you an estimate, and it's gonna cost you this much. And next thing they're just a little bit off the top, just skimming a little bit off the top. Happens in construction, all the little bit of skimming off the top here, a little bit over there, a little bit in your pocket, a little bit in his pocket, a little bit in her pocket, a little bit in his pocket, but not in any other pockets. Certain pockets definitely get greased up, dude, in construction. Let's not kid ourselves, okay? But let's try to wrap this bad boy up as efficiently as possible, because that's the thing. At the end of the day, we need infrastructure, we need more roads, because that's the thing. Right now, for the amount of people that we got in this city, congestion's pretty damn heavy, dude. We're not the most heavily populated area in the world, but we got a lot of congestion, man. We got a lot of congestion. I'm telling you from experience. Certain times during the day, you get out and you're stuck, dude. You're stuck. Sometimes you're stuck on that 401. Sometimes you're stuck on the DVP. Sometimes you're stuck on the Gardner, which, and you're stuck. You're just stuck. You're not going nowhere for a good 20, 30 minutes. So we do need a lot of more highways. It's just we're that period where they're going to be looking back. This time, instead of the construction workers in black and white being, sitting on those beautiful constructs. It'll be, you know, colored photos or videos where people are eating lunch, a lunch somebody's wife made for them, that they're working on the high rise or the, you know, the tower or the bridge or the new highway, whatever it is. But they're gonna be looking back, they're like, man, the 2020s were something, dude. That's what they'll say. They'll say that. They'll say the 2020s were something else. And it is something else. It's definitely something else. We're that period where we've gone through all these, we've accumulated a lot of, and that's the thing over the past 100 years, because this is interesting, because, you know, over the past 100 years, before that, you really, like, things happened, but things didn't get recorded, things didn't get saved, and right now we're living in that age of, like, backing things up, backing it, you put it online, you back it up. You take a picture, you got it on your phone, it's on your desktop, it's on your hard drive, it's on your USB, you've got a couple of photos that you really like, it's actually printed out in multiple locations, one's on your fridge, you give it to people, you send them out during Christmas, people are like receiving it, like, why do I have a picture of you and all your family? What am I going to do with this? Where do I put it? Now all of a sudden you got, you know, people, unless you know them, which is nice, it would be nice if you knew them, but sometimes you'll receive random family picture, you're like, all right, I guess the Johnsons are going up on the fridge, and you're like, man, or whatever. But that's the thing, to each their own, no judgment here, but we're in that age of backing things up, and it's good, because right now we'll be able to, like, accumulate all this culture that we're building. And I'm not, you know, I'm not too big a fan of the culture. That's the thing, I think it is what it is. Just take it for what it is, okay? Don't give too much credit to culture, because there's so many shitty things in culture as well. Let's not get it twisted where everybody's like, hey, you're cultured, or hey, I like that culture, or this guy. Just take it with a pinch of salt, okay? Take the good things from culture and put them together, and that's the human culture. Everything else is just like, ooh, my culture, or your culture, or their culture. It's just like we're all continuously just building and assisting and, you know, borrowing and adding and tweaking. And that's what it is. So it's like, you know, continue to do that, take it with a pinch of salt and pepper, and then let's make it better. And then let's try to, that's the thing, I'm trying to just, where are we right now in society and culture at our time? What time is it? That's what I'll ask that question, dude. I'll ask that question all the time, all day, every day. What time is it? It's noon time, it's just regular noon, but I'm like, you know, what era are we in right now? What are we in right now? Because I don't want to go with post-modernity. They're going to be looking back and be like, oh, we got to come up with a better name, is what I'm telling you guys. What era are we in right now? I can't just be post-modernity. You can't just take something else and just add another post to it, dude. That's lazy. That's lazy work. Post-modernity. No, thank you. And that's the thing. Sometimes that's the end of the chaos, where the candles, you know, the candle's been burnt, baby. The candle's been burnt. And that's why you'll hear or see things that are, like, supposed to be of high value, but they're really, you're looking at the emperor or the emperor's new clothes, really. It's like, oh, clap, praise, it's so great. And some of you guys are like, isn't it? All right, I guess. Everybody else says so. That's where we're at right now. But it's good, because right after that, we're at that corner. We're making that corner. You know, it's that blind spot. We're coming in, skirt, just pull, just drift a little bit of, you know, and the next thing you know, beautiful, wonderful new things will emerge. And that's where we're at. But we need to still get a little bit, we need to just a few more hurdles. A little bit of, you know, you got hurdles. I got a hurdle here, you got a hurdle there. We'll jump through them, baby. We'll be that, you know, I'm that, because you know me, baby. When it comes down to it, I'll shrink up and I'll just, like, you know, I'll shrink up and just, you know, turn into a jockey, baby. I'll turn into a jockey. I'll tell you that straight up. Turn into a little jockey and just, you know, jump over hurdles. Put you on my back. Next thing you know, we're 2-3 people riding on a horse. You know, I got one in one arm, I got another person in the other. You're just, we're rotating around the horse, doing all sorts of tricks. It's like a rotisserie chicken sort of deal, that we're rotating around the horse, 2-3 of us, because, you know, it's a lot of horsepower. Why just have one person when you can, you know, cut the commute time by horse pooling, baby? That's what we're doing. Pulling in together, putting all, you know, that's, you put in a little bit of effort, I'll put in a little bit of effort. Next thing you know, a lot more effort. And that's what it is, man. That's what it is, lady. So go ahead and hit those like buttons if you want to, you know, if you wanna commit to your relationship with your gal, this is the way to do it. If you want to tell your hubby you love him, hit those like buttons. Go on his Instagram account, start following Glad You Made It, and then do it on your account too, and then talk about it with your family, friends. Because I'll have people asking me, what do you do? Where can we see you perform? You can see me perform outside, you can see me perform inside, and you can see me perform on the lines. I'm on the lines, baby. I'm online. Not doing lines, because we ain't about that, baby. We ain't about that. I got enough energy with myself and my coffee, thank you very much, but we're on the lines, baby. We're on the lines doing things, okay? We don't mess around here. We're taking precautionary measures, like just, we're doing that. We're still working on the shadow boxing right now. We're making do with what we can. And I hear all my brothers and sisters out there who are like, just get out there and get a little bit of stage time. All you gotta do it, and then we'll come in, just get it. That's what, baby boy, baby girl, thank you for looking out. And I love what you guys are all doing out there, all the comments. I listen, baby, I'm listening. And that's what it is. Right now, I'm making do with what I've got. Trust me, if there was a place available right now, you think your boy wouldn't be there? I'm there, baby, I'm there. But it's just, so we got to create our own little, and that's beautiful too, because right now I feel like globally we're at that stage where we're defining, we're at that new, I'm so excited. That's what I want to be seeing. Everything's, because that's the thing, everybody will hear it too. Everybody's kind of like, as much as the world, it's got globalization, it has its benefits, like, we're a global village right now. We're so close. You're like right up in each other's grills right now. You're so tight from somebody like, in Zimbabwe to like, Nicaragua or wherever else you may be. You may be in North America, maybe in Europe, but you all feel so connected and so close, and it's beautiful. And that beauty has a little bit of a downside to it too, because everything over time, if you just let it go, it'll kind of just become like, homogenous. It'll just be just like everybody. That's the thing. I'll hear people, and I've seen this too. I've traveled a little bit. I've been, a little bit privileged in the sense where I've got to see a few places, but you went to other places or you heard of other places in the past, and you're like, man, different. Now feels the same. But this is the beauty of it. Once we kind of, we realize where we're at, you're like, man, time to create some new stuff. And that's the thing. You look just at the, you look at the 1920s. Everything was shaking and baking, new fashion, new music. You had that's the thing. I think we need to go a little bit, we need to go outside the box, baby. We need to go around. We need to go around from the back door. That's the thing. That's the thing where I'm thinking bring back, some things maybe need to go underground again. Some things maybe, because that's the thing. I know there's like-minded people. It's just there's no place for them because everybody, and we'll have to go create that back, and that's the thing here. We're all about creating that pathway, and then we'll go create that pathway to the back door. We'll get into that, and then the back door will lead to the backstage, and then it'll be the front stage of the new stage. And then all of a sudden, it'll just be a few people talking about it, chit-chatting. And all of a sudden, you're like, little by little, the mainstream, whatever it is, and this is always a revolving thing, right? The mainstream peepsies will hear a little bit, will see a little bit, will hear murmurs and rumors and whispers, and they'll just talk, and they're like, man, I want to experience something a little bit different. Next thing you know, they're stepping into that speakeasy, baby. Come through the back door. Ain't nobody allowed through the front. That's what it is. And then that's the thing, little by little, the gang will get bigger and bigger, and it'll evolve too. It'll evolve, and that one day will, and that's the thing with everything. You start off a little bit indie, next thing you know, a few years down the line, you're no longer so indie, but also you're still part of it. That's the thing, and that's the thing. Every generation, you got to come do your thing, and at one point, you got to know when to pass on the torch. Because if you hold on to the torch, sometimes that's the thing. When I've believed in this, and I will, when I know in my heart of hearts that I've reached whatever it is that I want to reach in terms of being able to create content and just forms of art, and whether it's through spoken word, it's through performance art or painting or whatever it is, like at one point and you gotta be the judge of that. Nobody else can tell you, but at one point I think it's good for people to once you've created your, like, whatever it is that whether it's music, whether it's painting or sculpting, and like once you've reached that, like, it's good to leave a little bit of a, yeah, it's good to leave people wanting more instead of going out there and just because some people will just keep going. Whether it's some, you'll see it in some athletes too, they're like, I'm not gonna name names, but they'll reach a certain point where it's like, dude, I don't want to see you compete no more. It's because I've had something in my mind, and I like that, and you've gotten yours, but to go after and above that, after a certain point, after your peak point, you just keep, it's like, but to each their own, man. I can't judge that for anybody else, and who am I to tell another man or woman when to stop? But for me, I think once I've reached a certain point in life, and in terms of creative ventures, at least, I'll never stop participating. But that's the thing, you know what I mean? Like, after a certain, it's just good to pass on the torch, is what I mean. And that time limit has definitely expanded in our lifetime. You no longer, you'll have people who will be creating and doing different things up until, because that's what they'll say. They'll say, 30 is the new 20, 40 is the new 30, 50 is the new 40. That's the thing. I want people to be pumping out good work till as long as they can and do it up. But at one point, and whatever it is, it depends on your career, depends on your route. At one point, it's good to hang up the gloves, to leave a legacy of some sort. It's good to hang up the gloves and be like, you know what, I've gone ahead, I've achieved a certain level of success, I've gained a little bit of, whether it's monetary wealth, whether it's fame, whether it's the creative work that I wanted to put out there, and I've gotten all that, sweet. And I'm also gonna leave space for others to come up and also have a good legacy, or something. Some people, and who cares about a legacy? It might not even be anything. This is just my opinion, just shooting shit with you guys. At the end of the day, you do you, baby. You push out content, or you keep creating, and you keep fighting till you're 155, baby, and that's how we're getting better. I'm just one dude, spin out ideas. Who am I to tell you how to live your life? But that's the thing. I think at one point for me, creatively, after, but that's the thing, that I'm so hungry, dude. I'll remain hungry till the day that I'm fed, baby. And we'll keep creating, because I don't want it to ever stop. I want everybody to be out there participate. But you know what I mean, man. Like, it's just, I don't even know what I mean at this point. It's just a little bit of, you want to see some things that are good remain good and not diminish in quality over time, where it's just like, I rather look at something and be like, that stands on its own and stands the test of time. It's got longevity to it. There's some things you keep seeing after another, one after another, and you're like, oh man, it's just no bueno, dude. What are you doing? But then you hope for the next thing to, then you'd hope for the next thing to be at least a little bit better. And everybody's trying their best. That's what it is. And I encourage everybody out there, go get it, man. Whatever you're into, whether it's the arts, whether it's the sciences, whatever it is. We're all creators in different forms. We're all giving out services and goods to each other. Giving, taking, receiving. So do it. It's just good to be part of humanity. Team humanity. That's what it is, baby. That's what it is. Things are rolling out, baby. It's a little bit, it's that. Things are rolling, but also a little bit of stagnation. Not gonna lie to you guys. It's here in Canada, at least. I can only speak for us, because I know everywhere else, down in the US and Europe, down in Australia, New Zealand, Asia, everybody's doing it different ways and different formats, and there's a clear cut, I guess maybe it's not so clear cut. That's probably the part of the issue. Nothing's really ever so clear cut. Some things are, but it definitely, I'm a little bit, at the end of the day, I'm not worried about me personally. The only thing I wanna, because I'll manage, dude. I'll manage to get around this, that, and the other. I'll get to whatever it is that I need to. I'll get the job done. Whatever it is the job needs to be done, we'll get it done over here. I'm not worried so much about me, but I do see certain rights and privileges and freedoms that have been trampled on, just, continue to be trampled on. And the same old fear tactics and the same old just, mandates of do this, don't do that. And it's like, it's gotten so old, and I'm hoping the new generations will learn and do things better. That's the thing, because right now, we got an elections here in Canada. I'm still listening, trying to figure out which one of these guys I'm supposed to be voting for, cast and vote. But I don't feel so, I don't feel so confident in any of the candidates, Definitely not the liberal. I've said this before. Definitely not going to vote liberal. That's one thing for sure. But we'll see who's gonna, who's gonna come and take it. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm a little bit I'm a little bit more than a little bit disappointed in the politics overall. I can't speak for global events because it's too big and it's too widespread. But like looking at things locally, I can't say that I've been too pleased, and I feel like there are a lot of people that feel the same way. I think there's still a ton of restrictions and a lot of silly nonsense, and yeah, we need to definitely get things moving. And it's I don't know how I feel about it, man. I don't know how I feel about it. I feel a little bit, trying to feel as good as I can about certain things, trying to look at things, from a positive perspective, find that silver lining, but certain aspects of life that could just be, remedied or mitigated so that we can go back to normal are not being mitigated and remedied. Instead, they're being pushed by, there's certain agendas, whether it's big tech, whether it's big pharma, whether it's just politics and the fight for power grabs. It's a lot of the same, fear tactics, using a lot of just get you to be worried about this. And that's the thing in post-modernity. You're gonna be if you let the narrative on the outside lead your way of thinking, you're gonna be afraid of your own shadow. That's what they want. They want you to be afraid of your own shadow, because that way they can just sell you more stuff. They can pretty much tell you where to go, when to go, how to go about your life. And you want to go to a restaurant or a gym, you gotta have a passport ID, which doesn't guarantee anything, dude, because you could have had the vaccine, you could still catch the virus, and you're going to show that little device, and you can go there fully sick, but you could be asymptomatic. And that goes to say with any other disease too. And this is just this is what I mean. But this reminds me of the time where I used to be. This reminds me of the time where I was in the automotive sector as a young man, working in the automotive sector, and I was just learning the ropes. And I look at the guys the gals who were doing it for some time, because I'm like, okay, what makes them successful? I'm gonna try to, do as much as I can in my own way, and like take the good, eliminate the bad, and give it my own spin, so that way I can be successful. So I'm looking at the guys or ladies who are a little bit ahead of me in terms of generationally, just in terms of life experience, who are, consistently come in there performing well every month. I was looking at those guys and I saw that they had what did they really do to succeed? They built good relationships. Any good salesmen or saleswomen out there, they build good relationships. They actually, put in time. They make long-lasting relationships. They don't just look for that one-time sale on the spot. They look at a relationship where they can sell something to somebody, whether it's a car or a house or even whatever it is, and then have them hopefully like your service, so they come back and recommend you, and down the line, 2 years, 3 years down the line, they need a new car, they'll come at you, they'll recommend their family members, friends to you. Same thing with the house, all these things. So it's all about relationship building. But then I saw a new emergence. I saw the tech industry wanting to peek its head through the window or the door and be like, hey, what's going on in here? Let me peek through. Let me just come in. Sometimes, some things will come in politely. Sometimes some things just come in there, kicking and screaming. And that's what I saw as a younger dude working up in that area and that scene of the automotive sector and the sales game. And it was a hell of a lot of fun. But I saw a little bit of that, the same things that I'm seeing right now in society. They wanted to just get in there, give ready little iPads, make sure all the data is going into the end. And I saw the older generations, the guys or the ladies with a little bit of more experience, kind of seeing this as too much, unnecessary work essentially, which doesn't actually lead to you getting that sale. And I saw that the younger folks, and that's the thing, I picked the method of actually following suit, looking at the guys with more experience who actually have success under their belt, rather than just like, this is a hot brand new idea. And I'm a big fan of innovation and like incorporating good things, but to come and just say like, oh, it's the stats, it's the, if you're not making good relationships, you can have all the stats, you can have all the numbers and figures and data, but you're not going to be making sales, you're not going to be making connections, you're not going to be making what's necessary. It's those bonds, it's those, you got to build rapport with people, and that doesn't come. And that's the thing, and I feel like right now a little bit of this, the health industry or the tech industry or politics is just trying to, they realize that they've lost a lot of trust. People have lost a lot of trust in them, so they want to be getting it back, but they think they should be going towards getting that trust through forceful measures. If we get a vaccine passport, we're going to make sure everybody's vaccinated. No, you're not. No, you're not, because those who don't want to get it won't get it. You think, that's the thing. They'll be like, oh, you can't go to a gym, a movie theater, or a restaurant. Dude, I've already not gone to a gym in 10 years, in 5 years. Who knows how long it's been. I work out at home. Restaurants, if you're going to be the type that's going to mandate it, not going to eat at your establishment. Not a big deal. And that's the thing. It's just like, this is not about the health and safety. This is just about a product and a new way of just getting more data, essentially. Getting everybody. It's a big tech move. You can feel it. It's a big tech move. Get everybody a code. Get everybody doesn't guarantee anything. I could get the vaccine. I could get the passport. I could still be sick, whether it's with COVID or something else. And I could go into a style, and that's reality, that's life. These things are so redundant and so useless, and I need more people to be talking about it, because politicians are flip-flops. Politicians, one will come and say, we're not going to be doing passports, and the next thing they'll change their mind and say, we're doing passports. And of course, there's big money in it, because, there's incentives from giant corporate. If you don't think big tech companies have a vested interest in you being tracked more, or your data being tracked, or how do you think that? Because they think that they'll be able to, and it does work to a certain degree, but at one point people will be repulsed if it's mandated, or if it's for, and this is the thing. You want more people involved in society. You want more people going out there and voting this. Come out there. Somebody take a stand. One of the other leaders who's not been liberals are just, they're out to lunch for the most part. One of the other party leaders, come out and make a stance, come out and do something different. Say something that actually resonates with the people. Be like, no, we don't need these ridiculous vaccine passports, because they don't guarantee that you're not going to be sick, either from COVID or anything else for that matter. You should leave it up to people. People should have their basic freedoms of what they choose to put in their body, what they don't put in their body. All this stuff, we've been saying it for a long time, but it just keeps being perpetuated in society. And this is where we're at right now. We're trying to be out there, going there, conducting businesses, doing things, and it's like little impediments, this, that, and the other. And we, instead of focusing on the real issues like housing, on affordable access to education, healthcare news in Canada, things are getting more expensive. The optometrist visit is going to cost you an extra couple of, C notes, probably, because OHIP's not going to be covering it anymore. The OHIP was just, that little bit of coverage for kids, I believe, under the age of 18, if I'm not mistaken, and folks over the age of 55 or 65, don't hold me accountable to these things, but certain basic checkups were covered by the government. Now you're going to have to pay out, and this is the thing. We're paving the way for more, I guess, privatization here in Canada in terms of medicine. And I don't know sometimes there's arguments to be made on both sides. They both have their pros and cons, but I just don't want anybody out there not getting their, whether it's healthcare, whether it's access to work, whether it's access to education, access to housing. And these are the things that we look at and we're like, man. And then you'll look at the outcomes. Sometimes you'll be like, man, I wonder why there's a rise in whatever there's a rise in, whether it's violence or, criminal activities. Well, it's because people when they lose faith or trust in the legitimate way of conducting business or work or just simply living life, they go through different routes. That's what it is. So I want to hear somebody who actually, but I don't know if we'll hear it from this generation of politicians. Maybe it'll be who knows. But liberals Yikes, definitely not voting liberal, I'll tell you that. Again, this is just my personal opinion. You guys go out there, do whatever you feel is appropriate for you and your family and larger society, and together we'll make a, collective decision. But this is where we're at right now in society, where we've lost common sense, and it's a good thing. It's good to lose common sense, and it's good to go into the absurd sometimes, because we all come out at the end, and somehow, you'll have to revise it, because you can't just run on insanity and absurdity all the time. That's what it is. I love you guys. Thank you for all the love and support. We're gonna be out here, baby, in here, out there, doing things every week. And I don't know where things are. I've got a plan and I've got a vision, and I'm taking measured steps, and we're gonna have to roll with the times, because there's certain things that I like to be doing that are out of my hand, and I can't control those things. Everything else that I can control, I'll come and share with you guys, and we're going to take it one day at a time. I love you guys. Go out there and get it, whatever it is that you're after. 100% support you. I got your back. You got my back. We're doing things, baby. Stay silly Willy out there. We'll be back here again on Friday. Go ahead and hit those like buttons on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. Search Rob Sadri on YouTube so you get the full-length videos, and then check out Patreon. Give it a little something back to the cause, to the movement, and you'll be getting way, way more content and creative work, and who knows what else you'll get. Big surprises on the way. Love you guys. Stay tuned. Stay safe. Have fun. Talk soon. Peace out.